I'm doing well. I thought I would wear my other favorite team's hat today since we're starting, a little bit of baseball here today.
Yeah, we're starting baseball. I got Padres, but I'm a little disappointed that the Rangers and Royals don't have TV coverage. So there's no TV
I know,
on the
right?
MLB package. What's going on with that?
I know, and Ramon says too that that Texas team is taking the steam. Darn it! I tell you.
Yeah, can't watch the game because well, you got to have cameras, right? You got to have cameras and broadcasts to show it. But thank you, San Diego. Seattle did not send a TV crew over there, but the Padres send a TV crew over there, so we're going to be able to watch the Padre game on
Oh,
MLB
good.
TV. So there we go. But tonight we go to the ice here as Maple Leafs face the Wild here. Seeing all these big numbers now here. Maple Leafs minus 225, total sits here at 6.
Yeah, I mean, so far here, the Wild, they're not too bad. On the road, they're 13-10, but also 14-13 on the road puck line. The Maple Leafs, on the other hand, I mean, they're 225 favorites here because they're 22-6 at home. A really good home team, but a team that doesn't put up a ton of goals at home. I mean, they're only 12-20 on the home puck line. So today, I'm going to take a look at the Wild here on the puck line. I'll be taking them plus 1.5. I kind of feel like they give you the best value here today in this matchup. We've been kind of watching the Wild a little bit, how they've kind of muddled around a little bit from, coming on after the All-Star break, but feel like maybe they're catching their stride again. They're winners of their last four now. They're giving up only a goal here on average in those last four. And the Maple Leafs aren't exactly playing, stellar defense right now. They've been giving up about 4 goals a game, and then 2 of those games it was to the Blackhawks. I mean, so we know that the Blackhawks aren't any juggernauts out there. But anyway, I like where the Wild is playing right now. I wouldn't be surprised if maybe they get this. I do kind of have a lean more towards the Maple Leafs here today, on the money line, but I really like the Wild here on the puck line. They're also the Maple Leafs here are also 1-4 in their last 5 games following a win. So I feel pretty good about the Wild taking them today plus 1.5 goals.
All right, Minnie here on the Wild. It is the puck line here, so you're going to get the plus 1.5 goals. Minus 145 here against the Maple Leafs. Of course, Mindy is a numbers girl. So, Mindy, how do you factor in some of these situations here as we look at the back-to-back here for Minnesota at Columbus, now at Toronto? You gotta go through customs. So, get into Canada, sign of a an old Laker announcer used to say, a lot of players don't like those trips into Canada and out of Canada because you are delayed a little bit with the customs and international flights and whatnot. So you've got that back-to-back situation. Also, you got Toronto here coming in here with 2 days rest advantage. So how do you factor that into your cap?
Well, I mean, for me, I don't take too much into consideration, right? Because teams have to do this over and over and over again throughout the season. So I think on a whole, it really, basically averages out. I mean, this Toronto team has to do, kind of the same thing here. So for me, I don't really look too much into that. I kind of take a look at more on, how these, line changes, how, if there's been any movement or any changes on that by the coaching staff. Also kind of really like to look at, these trends here, right? If we take a look at the puck line, especially, I think hockey is more consistent. To me, it kind of reminds me more of NFL, where you have a lot more consistency. No matter who your players are, no matter the situation, it's pretty consistent. And as we talk about too, there's only going to be about 4 or 5 different lines if we take a look at totals, right? So it's going to be a 5, a 6, or a 7, basically. So I mean, there's a lot of where everything is pretty even. It's pretty consistent. So I don't really take a look too much at having to go on the road and having longer road trips. I mean, because this Wild team has proven that they're good on the road over the long haul. And again, it's the same thing with the Maple Leafs. We know that they're a good team. We know that they play really well at home, but we also know that they're just not covering by 2. And so with that consistency, I feel like I probably have a pretty good handle on how this one's going to play out here. Toronto, also, if you take a look at where they've been as a favorite at home, they're 19-32 on the puck line, and then they're also 23-26 to the under at home. When they're away, they're maybe a little bit more of an over team. So again, I feel like this one's going to be a low scorer, and so because of that, they're going to have even more difficulty here. The Maple Leafs covering this one by 2 goals or more.
Yeah, and that of course, in hockey, a lot different than the NBA, where the NBA, that those five players are going to play the bulk of the minutes, 30 anywhere from 30 to 40 minutes, whereas in hockey, four lines are pretty much
Right.
distributing 60 minutes. Where some of your best defensemen, some like a Dowdy, sometimes they'll play half the game, right? They'll play the big minutes,
Right.
but not so much the puck handlers. They're kind of with when four players are sharing 60 minutes of ice time.
Right, exactly. I mean, so you have a lot of factors that go into it, and again, you may want to look to see if there is any line changes. But if the line change, if the lines have been the same, I'm feeling pretty good about the consistency of the team and where they've been, heading. It's kind of the same thing too, right? You take a look at goalies, who's been playing well, who's not, that sort of thing. So all you're basically doing is checking personnel, and if the personnel is about the same, then you can feel pretty consistent about the numbers, no matter if they're, for me, kind of home and away or on, long road trips, that sort of thing.
There you go, Mindy here on Wild Puck Line. Plus 1.5 goals, minus 145 against the Maple Leafs. This one to have a start time here, 7 Eastern time. All right, Mindy, let's go over at TonySpace.com. We'll flash these numbers. Look at this, 4,072 units of profit here for 2023. I don't think you're going to see that in any multi-capper site there that's legitimately documenting handicappers hitting that 4,000 unit mark here. Well, we're not even 2 months into the year. Look at these numbers. Have been impressive with Mindy. 4,072 units of profit, all documented over at TonySpace.com. You can verify that by going to Mindy's handicapper page over on our side. All right, we got NBA, NHL, and college hoops here on the board. We're working on that line. We've had some line services with our line provider day, so that's explaining some why we don't see a lot of college basketball. We're working that. We're also trying to get the baseball in. We are going to document like we did last year. Exhibition baseball. We already have first pitch on the Seattle St. Anglo game, but there are some issues we're having there where our programmers are working on this stuff. So we should have our college basketball up there. We got the full NBA line in there because we were kind of a little light coming tonight, but we'll have everything up. All right, Mindy, good units production here for the year. What do you have going on over at Tony's Picks?
Yeah, so this morning I was like, "Hey, Ramon, can you enter any NCAA college basketball games?" And he's like, "Oh, Mindy, there's an email that came out." I'm like, "Oh, okay, all right, I got it." So yeah, we weren't able to put in the college basketball games yet, but I do have 4 college basketball plays that I'll be putting in as soon as we get those updated. Do only have one play in the NHL today. There was a lot that are really, really close for me, but again, I always like to play my, best of the best on the site. I mean, I'll play those others probably, personally, that sort of thing here, but have a bigger card in NBA today. So yesterday, with my modeling, everything worked out. If you followed us on the morning steam, had a lot of winners there. So I feel like everyone's coming back so far consistent on the NBA side. Now, again, we're going to have, teams that it's their first games out, of course, but I feel pretty good that I'm kind of set and ready to go there. So have 5 plays in the NBA, possibly 2 more, depending on how the lines go. Been watching the totals on a couple of those pretty closely here today. I was hoping that they'll come into my, modeling zone where I could go ahead and make a couple extra picks. So I do have a 3-pack in the NBA as long as a best bet, and then of course the one best bet in ice hockey. So go ahead and make sure you check those out. And of course, we've talked about it here pretty, quite a bit here over the last week or so, that this is a great time to get the month-long package, because you will be getting, through the Elite Eight now on, in March Madness. So it's a great time to get the biggest bang for your buck. I mean, you can minimize all of these plays here, by purchasing the plays, putting that money into your investment pool. And of course, again, I think you can't go wrong with getting a month-long package, especially when you can use the promo code TonyT at checkout for that as well.
So I get aboard with Mindy Hahne over at Tony'sPicks.com. We'll flash the numbers up there for you again. Doing great work, as you can tell. 4,072 units of profit for 2023. That is all documented over on the site tonight over on the board. Mindy here with the NBA Friday Night Lights guaranteed 3-pack up there. A profit guarantee. Let's turn our profit. The amount you purchase is credit back in your account for site credits. That is profit guarantee. Also, Mindy here with a Friday Night Lights single play here. Best bet here from the NHL. Also a best bet up here from the NBA. So get on board. As Mindy was talking about, that 1 month, that the long-term pass will serve you well. There is a 3-day pass, but if you want to check her out for the weekend, but we really think this 1 month pass is the way to go right now because of the coverage here. Because 1 month pass, all of Mindy's premium plays here for 30 days. Get your NBA, your NHL, of course, college basketball. There's lots of coverage here in the college basketball. Remainder of the regular season, all of the conference tournaments, NCAA tournaments, the first four playing rounds. You've got the round of 64, round of 32, round of 16, and this will take you all the way to the end of the Elite Eight in the 2 weeks of the tournament. So it takes you down when they whittle the teams down to four. It takes you all the way to the Final Four. That's the bulk of the tournament right there, right? I mean, there's only 3 games. With the Final Four, there's only 3 games left. So you got pretty much the bulk of the tournament on the 1 month pass because it covers the entire Elite Eight, both weekends covered now with that 1 month pass. Great value there. We're going to save you 20% off when you use that promo code TonyT at checkout. You can access our page by clicking the link you see there in the description. Click the All Cappers tab and then go ahead and get signed up. And then you'll land right on Mindy's page and go ahead and, as you said, get signed up to that 1 month pass. It's really good value there. That's the way to roll there. That's the way Mindy's running right now. That's where you want to roll. All right, Mindy, put together an account for you over at Twitter. Tony's picks Mindy up there. And, of course, we'll catch you on the morning steam. Day off today, but back again tomorrow with that big card. Of course, we got NHL. We got NBA. We've got college basketball up there as well. So if you want to put in your request for the games. They don't cover all the college basketball. They cover all the pros, but they don't cover all the college. So you put your request in the Discord there as well.
That's right. I mean, we feel like we're back to hitting our stride here on the morning steam, where we are now covering, or we got the the lineup back, the card for the NBA. So we're pretty happy with that. All the folks in the chat, they were chomping at the bit, couldn't wait. So it looks like there was a lot of success. We saw that in the Discord, a lot of good hockey play out there as well. So we'll have a big card tomorrow for the NHL and NBA. We cover those in their entirety. And then make sure you catch us too for college basketball. So we usually put in about 5 to 7 plays. I'll put them out there on the Discord so you can see what we're covering. So you can come with your information to see how you would like to go on those plays. We will take some games by request live on the show, but you could even do us a favor and we can give you a little bit more info. Make sure we look those games over carefully instead of doing them on the fly. But yeah, you can put in by request who you wish to cover on the show, and we'll definitely accommodate those picks because this show is geared towards the viewer. Our chat, they're as integral as me and Ramon are on this show. So make sure that you come and join us tomorrow, 8 a.m. Central, every Saturday through Thursday, where we take a look at the opening lines, right? The morning steam, where the steam plays are going. We take a look at injuries. We also, gain consensus. So basically you're coming with your picks. You're seeing if we like it. And then you can go ahead and, do your due diligence and make the best picks possible to increase that bankroll. And so far, I feel pretty good that we've been, helping folks out. We're doing this as a team to break Vegas every day, or almost, except for Fridays. But yeah, Fridays, you got to come here and watch us live on this show. But yeah, catch me on Twitter at Tony's Picks Mindy, where I have another play in hockey today. It's going to be between the Senators and the Hurricanes. So don't miss out on that pick as well. Thanks, Tony.
That's right, guys. Check out Mindy, Tony's Pick Mindy, for more picks there on her Twitter account. Of course, check her out over on the Discord. She'll have the game lineup for you tonight around 9 Eastern time. So make sure you get your requests in there before that so they can have it on there as well. So some scores now. 2-0 KC on Texas to start it. Of course, no score here, Padres and Mariners. I bring this up, Mindy, because it's a different look now from the center field camera now. To the left of the screen is that 30-second clock. And so
okay.
So now we're starting to see the 30-second clock put into play now. So what happens is, once the pitcher gets the ball back, the 30 seconds starts to tick off. So we are now looking at a clock. When baseball didn't have a clock, but now we got clock in baseball, right? They have to talk about that. So
right. I feel like I'm getting anxious thinking about a clock already, Tony.
Yeah. So you'll see it there. Robbie Ray on the mound against Nick Garcia. Ray on the mound here. Put up some pretty good numbers there for Seattle. So he's going to get the preseason started. Why not? He's a workhorse. These guys are kind of the workhorse. So give me the ball right off the bat here. So Ray in there. I know the World Baseball Classic is later, coming up in a few weeks. I don't know some of these. Now here's a situation where the umpire called for time for some reason, and they reset the clock to 15 seconds. So I don't know how that was working out. It was kind of a weird, yeah. So now the clock, they're still getting used to it because now what happened? They gave Robbie Ray the ball back and the clock went to 15 seconds. So I don't know what's going on here. So
if it gets reset or not, huh?
Yeah, there's going to be some funky stuff going on here with the clock. I think the clock operators have to get used to this game. They really did because what happened is. Yeah, so yeah, we're seeing that Manny Machado is in the lineup here. So yeah, so they've got to get these balls. They got to get the balls out here. So there we go. So it is speeding up the game a little bit. We're seeing. We can definitely see the
We'll see.
impact of that 15 seconds there. I still got to figure out why it said 30 and then it goes back to 15. So anyway, that's how it's rolling there, Minnie. So we're all getting used to this baseball
All
now.
right.
So
Exactly.
all right, have a great
And it's like
weekend.
getting used to the new XFL, right? I mean, I'm enjoying it so far. I watched, Seattle play St. Louis last night, and it's actually been, pretty fun. I don't mind it. Yeah, so I'm pretty happy with how it's going. I don't know how the other, viewers think, but I like it thus far.
Yep. It's multitasking. Everybody's got multiple monitors right now, so that's the way to roll.
Right.
So check it out there. All right, Mindy. Enjoy the
All
weekend. We'll
right.
catch up with you Monday.
All right. Take care. Bye bye.
You got Mindy Hahn here on Game Day Picks. All right, let's continue on here on the show. Guys, make sure you like and subscribe.